My son, my daughter, stop everything you're doing right now. I, the Lord your God, have something urgent to tell you. It's no coincidence that you're here at this very moment. It wasn't the algorithm that brought you here. It wasn't chance. It was I who guided your steps to this video because I have a specific, personal, and transformative message for you. Today, on this day I prepared since before the foundation of the world, I have chosen to bless you in a special way. Yes, you, not someone else. You, the one watching now, with all your worries, with all your doubts, with all your piling bills. I have seen every tear you have secretly shed. I have counted every night you have spent awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering how you will solve your financial problems. I have heard every whispered prayer, every cry for help, every silent cry of your heart, and today I have decided that enough is enough. No more struggle without victory, no more work without reward, no more effort without results. The time has come for you to receive double for every difficulty you have faced, double for every humiliation, double for every door that has been closed in your face, double for every time someone said no to you, because my word promises that instead of your shame, you will have double honor. I saw your faithfulness when no one else did. I saw you keep praying even when it seemed I wasn't listening. I saw you keep working even when the fatigue was unbearable. I saw you keep believing even when all the evidence told you to give up. And this faithfulness did not go unnoticed in my eyes. Today is the day of reward. I know every detail of your situation. I know exactly how much you owe. I know exactly how much you need. I know exactly what's keeping you awake at night. And I'm here to tell you that the solution is already prepared. The provision is already released. The miracle is already on its way. You just need to open your heart and receive it with faith. I'm not talking about a small helping hand. I'm not talking about temporary relief. I'm talking about a complete transformation in your financial situation. I'm talking about doors that will supernaturally open. I'm talking about opportunities that will come from where you least expect them. I'm talking about a turning point that will make everyone around you recognize that it was my hand at work in your life. But I need your cooperation. I need you to take a step of faith right now. I need you to publicly declare that you are receiving this blessing. Go to the comments now and write, "I receive, Father," because when you declare with your mouth, you activate the power of my word over your life. This isn't just a motivational message. This isn't just an inspirational video. This is divine intervention in your life. This is the moment you prayed for. This is the day you've been eagerly awaiting. And I'm here, speaking directly to you, because I love you and have plans for your prosperity, plans to give you a future and hope, plans to take you to places you never imagined you could reach. Receive this blessing with a grateful heart and open arms. Believe that God's best is yet to come. Believe that every step you take in faith brings you closer to the abundant life I promised. For I am faithful to fulfill all I promise. I am powerful to accomplish all I decree. And today, I decree abundance upon your life. Number Daisy, as you watch this video, I am already moving heaven and earth on your behalf. Doors that have been locked for years are opening right now. Resources that were blocked are being released. People who will help you are being prepared. Opportunities that will transform your life are being aligned. All of this is happening now as you listen to me. I didn't bring you here just to give you a word of comfort. I brought you here to show you the complete plan I have for your life. A plan that goes far beyond anything you asked for. A plan that goes far beyond anything you imagined. Because my word says that I am able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. The plan I have for you is not one of scarcity, but of abundance. It is not one of lack, but of surplus. It is not one of debt, but of prosperity. I did not create you to live begging, to live counting pennies, to live in fear of tomorrow. I created you to live in abundance, to live in financial freedom, to live without the burden of worrying about money. And do you know why I want to bless you like this? It's not just so you can live well. It's not just so you can have comfort. It's so you can become a channel of blessing to others. It's so you can help those going through what you went through. It's so you can be my outstretched hands to those in need. I will give to you so that you may give. I will bless you so that you may bless. I will prosper you so that you may be an instrument of prosperity in the lives of others. This is my complete plan. It is not selfish. It is not individualistic. It is a plan of multiplication, where the blessing you receive spreads to everyone around you. Right now, as I speak to you, there are people in your life who are desperate. They're in the same situation you were in. They're hopeless, directionless, and unaware that I have the solution, and I want to reach these people through you. I want to use you as my messenger. Share this video now with everyone you know, because when you share my word, you multiply your own blessing. Think about it. Every person you reach with this message is a life that will be transformed, a family that will be restored, a home that will receive peace, and all of this because of your obedience in sharing. You can't imagine the power you hold in your hands right now. You can't imagine how many lives will be impacted by a simple act of sharing. And there's more. When you share my word, you are planting a powerful seed in the spiritual realm. The Bible says that whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. So every time you share, you are sowing, and I promise you will reap abundantly. You will reap financial blessings. You will reap open doors. You will reap supernatural opportunities. Don't keep this message to yourself. Don't be selfish with your blessing, because the blessing that circulates is the blessing that multiplies. The blessing you hold back is the blessing that stagnates. But the blessing you share is the blessing that grows, that expands, that returns to you multiplied. I am giving you a unique opportunity now. An opportunity to be part of my plan, not only for your life, but for the lives of many. An opportunity to be used by me in a powerful way. An opportunity to see my power manifest through you. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Be obedient, be generous, be a channel of blessing. Now I need to teach you something fundamental about how my blessings work. They are not automatic. They don't fall from the sky without your doing your part. I do my part, which is to prepare, provide, and release. But you need to do your part, which is to receive, activate, and walk in obedience. Many people ask me for blessings, but they are unwilling to obey. They want me to change everything in their lives, but they change nothing. They want miracles, but they don't want to take steps of faith. And it doesn't work that way. Faith without works is dead. Prayer without action is empty. Asking without obedience yields no results. I could simply pour everything out on you without asking for anything in return. I have that power. But I don't do that because I know you need to participate in the process. You need to exercise your faith. You need to strengthen your trust in me. You need to learn that when you obey, even in the small things, I release the big things. Think of Naaman. He had leprosy. He was desperate for healing. And when I told the prophet to dip him 7 times in the Jordan River, he thought it was ridiculous. He thought it was too simple. He thought it should be something grander, more impressive. But when he obeyed, when he did what seemed simple, the miracle happened. The leprosy disappeared completely. Or think of the widow who was in debt and about to lose her children. She cried out to me through the prophet Elisha. And what did I ask? that she borrowed jars from her neighbors. It seemed strange. It seemed pointless. But when she obeyed, the oil began to multiply. She filled all the jars. She sold the oil. She paid off all her debts and still had enough left over for her and her children to live on. Do you see the pattern? I ask for something simple, something that seems small, something that tests your obedience. And when you do, I release the supernatural. I release the miracle. I release the provision that has been waiting for your obedience to manifest. Today, I'm asking you for something simple, something that will only take a few seconds, but that has tremendous spiritual power. Like this video now and subscribe to this channel, because this is your act of obedience that activates the blessing I have prepared for you. Don't underestimate the power of this simple act. When you like, you're saying yes to me. You're agreeing to what I'm saying about your life. You're declaring that you believe, that you receive, that you trust. And this agreement opens doors in the spiritual world. This agreement releases angels to work on your behalf. This agreement activates the power of my word upon you. And when you subscribe to this channel, you're saying that you want to continue hearing my voice, that you want to continue receiving my directions, that you want to continue being guided by me every day. And I promise that every video you watch will be a new revelation, a new blessing, a new door opening in your life. Don't put it off. Don't think you can do it later. Do it now, while the power of this word is fresh upon you, while the anointing is strong, while your faith is activated. Because it is in the moment of the word that the miracle manifests. It is in the moment of obedience that the blessing is released. I've seen so many people miss out on blessings because they delayed obeying, because they put it off, because they thought it wasn't important, and when they finally did, the moment had passed, the window had closed, the opportunity was gone. Don't let that happen to you. This is your moment. This is your hour. This is your opportunity to activate everything I have prepared for you. Be obedient, be quick, be decisive, and see what I will do in your life from now on. I know, my son. I know, my daughter. I know exactly what you're going through. I'm not distant. I'm not oblivious. I'm not indifferent to your pain. I see it all. I feel it all. I know every detail of your financial struggle. I know the bills have piled up. I know the money isn't enough. I know you work hard. You try your best. You do everything you can, but it never seems to come together. It always seems like there's just a little bit missing. It feels like you're chasing your own tail, never quite achieving the stability you crave. I saw you open your wallet and not have enough. I saw you in the supermarket line, mentally calculating whether the money would be enough for everything in the cart. I saw you taking out items because you realized you couldn't pay. I saw the shame you felt in that moment. I saw the humiliation that burned in your chest. I saw you at night, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, your mind racing, wondering how you'll pay the rent, wondering how you'll pay the electric bill, wondering how you'll buy food for next week, wondering how you'll explain to your children that you can't buy what they asked for. And I saw the tears you shed silently, so no one would see. I saw every time you had to say no when you wanted to say yes. Every time you had to deny your children something because you simply didn't have the money. Every time you had to make up an excuse not to go out with your friends because you couldn't afford it. Every time you had to bow your head and ask for help, feeling small, feeling like a failure. I saw the weariness on your face. I saw the weight on your shoulders. I saw the anxiety that consumed you inside. I saw the sleepless nights. I saw the days when you woke up without strength, without will, without hope. I saw when you looked in the mirror and no longer recognized the person who was there, because financial worries transformed you into someone you didn't want to be. I heard every desperate prayer, every cry for help, every late-night plea. I heard you say you can't take it anymore. I heard you ask how long this suffering will last. I heard you question if I was really listening. And I want you to know that yes, I heard every word, every whisper, every silent scream. I saw you working twice as hard, putting in extra hours, taking on extra jobs, trying every way to increase your income. I saw your effort. I saw your dedication. I saw your struggle. And I also saw when, even doing all this, the money still wasn't enough. When it felt like there was a hole through which everything was slipping away. When you wondered if this would ever change. I saw the doors that closed in your face. I saw the opportunities that didn't pan out. I saw the projects that failed. I saw the investments that went wrong. I saw the promises that weren't kept. I saw the people who disappointed you. I saw it all, and I felt your pain in each of these situations. I saw you when you felt powerless in the face of your family's needs, when you wanted to give your best, but could only provide the bare necessities, when you wanted to provide comfort, but could barely provide the essentials, when you wanted to be the strong provider, but felt weak and inadequate. But today, I tell you something. I didn't show you all this to make you suffer more. I showed you this so you know that I know. I was there every moment. I didn't abandon you. I didn't forget you. I was saving every tear, recording every struggle, preparing the reward for every hardship faced. And today is the day this reward begins to manifest in your life, 2020. But today I tell you that this ends now. No more living in lack, no more living in hardship, no more living in fear of tomorrow. I didn't create you to live in scarcity. I didn't bring you here to leave you in misery. My plan for you has always been abundance. It has always been prosperity. It has always been plenty. And more than that, I want you to know that the solution is already prepared. It's not something I'm going to start providing now. It's not something that's still being planned. It's already ready. It's already released. It's already on its way. Right now, as you listen to me, the provision you need is moving toward you. It will come from where you least expect it. It will come in a way you never imagined. It will come at a time you never calculated. And when it arrives, you will know without a shadow of a doubt that it was I who sent it, because it will bear my signature. It will bear my touch. It will bear my supernatural mark. It won't be a small help. It won't be a temporary relief that solves the problem today, but tomorrow you're in the same situation. No, it will be a significant change. It will be a real transformation in your financial situation. It will not only alleviate your immediate concerns, but also give you breathing room, give you margin, and give you the financial breathing room. And there's more. This provision isn't just for you to survive. It's for you to thrive. It's for you to have enough for your needs and still have some left over to be a blessing to others. Because my plan was never just to get you out of a hole. My plan is to put you in a place of abundance where you can help others out of their holes. Now pay attention to what I'm going to reveal to you. In my word, the number 7 has a powerful meaning. It represents perfection. It represents completeness. It represents the finished work. There were 7 days of creation, 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 churches. The number 7 appears over 700 times in the Bible because it is the number of my perfect and complete work. When I use the number 7, I'm saying that I will complete what I started, that I will finish the work, that I will see it through to the end, that I will not leave it half finished. And today I want you to declare this over your life through a powerful prophetic act. Go to the comments now and write 777, because that is a prophetic declaration that I will complete, multiply, restore, and abound in your life. When you write these 4 sevens, you are declaring perfection in 4 fundamental areas of your life: spiritual perfection, emotional perfection, financial perfection, physical perfection. You are saying that you believe I will complete my work in each of these areas, that none will be left behind, that all will be restored and blessed. This isn't a magic number. It's not superstition. It's a prophetic act of faith. It's you agreeing with what I'm saying about your life. It's you sealing the promise I'm making now. It's you driving a spiritual stake that tells the unseen world that you believe in the provision that's coming. And when you do this, something happens in the spiritual world. Angels are released to work on your behalf. Doors begin to open. People begin to be moved toward you. Opportunities begin to arise. Because your declaration of faith activates the power of my word. I saw Naaman dip himself 7 times in the Jordan River. The first time, nothing happened. The second, nothing. The third, nothing. He could have given up. He could have thought it wasn't working, but he kept going. 4th time, 5th time, 6th time, and the 7th time, the miracle was complete. The leprosy disappeared completely. The healing was perfect. The number 7 represents the persistence of faith. It represents continuing to believe even when you don't yet see results. It represents trusting that at the right time, at the right moment, the work will be completed. And today, I call you to have this same faith, to declare that you believe in my complete work upon your life. Don't hesitate. Don't put it off. Do it now, while the anointing is strong, while the word is fresh, while your faith is activated. Declare your trust in my perfect and complete provision. Now I need to teach you a powerful principle from the spiritual realm, a principle that can exponentially multiply the blessing you are receiving now. It's the principle of sowing and reaping. My word clearly states that whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. If you sow scarcity, you will reap scarcity. But if you sow abundance, you will reap abundance. And how do you sow abundance? By being generous, by being a channel of blessing, by sharing what you receive, not by keeping it to yourself, but by circulating it, because the blessing that circulates is the blessing that multiplies. The blessing you hold back is the blessing that stagnates and rots. But the blessing you share is the blessing that grows, that expands, that returns to you 100-fold. Think with me. Right now, as you're receiving this word of provision, how many people do you know who are in the same situation you were just minutes ago? How many are financially desperate? How many are without hope? How many feel there's no way out? How many are thinking about giving up? These people need to hear what you're hearing now. They need to know that I have the solution. They need to know that provision is on the way. They need to know that I haven't forgotten them, and I want to reach these people through you. I want to use you as my messenger. I want you to be the channel through which my word will reach them. When you share this message, you're not just helping someone. You're saving someone from despair. You're pulling someone back from the brink. You're bringing hope to those who no longer have any. You're being my outstretched hands, my speaking voice, my love reaching those in need. And do you know what happens when you do this? When you become a channel of blessing to others? I open the floodgates of heaven upon you. I pour out blessings beyond measure upon your life, because my word promises that with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. If you give generously, I will give generously to you. If you share abundantly, I will share abundantly with you. Share this video now with everyone you know, because every person you bless with this word is a seed that you plant and that I will multiply in your life. Think of it as a spiritual investment. Each share is a seed. And I promise you will reap. You will reap from open doors. You will reap from unexpected opportunities. You will reap from supernatural provision. You will reap from financial blessings that will come from where you least expect them. Because when you sow into the lives of others, I guarantee a harvest in yours. Don't be selfish with the blessing. Don't think only of yourself. Don't keep this word to yourself, because when you do, you're blocking the flow of the blessing. You're preventing it from flowing. You're limiting what I can do in your life. But when you share, when you are generous, when you think of others, you open a channel through which I can pour out much more upon you. I saw the widow of Zarephath. She had only a handful of flour and a little olive oil. It was her and her son's last meal. After that, they would starve to death. But when the prophet Elijah asked her to make some bread for him first, she could have said no. She could have saved it all for herself and her son. But she was generous. She shared what little she had. And what happened? The flour never ran out. The oil never ran dry. She had provisions every day throughout the drought. Do you see the principle? When you share, even when it seems you have little, I multiply. When you are generous, even when it seems you can't, I provide. When you think of others, I think of you supernaturally. So don't wait to have a lot to share. Don't wait to be in a better situation. Share now. Be generous now. Be a channel of blessing now. And see what I will do in your life. See how I will multiply. See how I will open doors. See how I will bring provision in ways you never imagined. This is the moment. This is the opportunity. This is the invitation for you to enter into the principle of multiplication. Accept this invitation. Be obedient. Share now. But now, I need to show you something important, something you need to face head on. There's a powerful blockage in your life that's been preventing my blessings from flowing fully. This blockage isn't external. It's not circumstances. It's not people. It's not the economy. It's something internal. It's something that's within you. And this blockage is called fear of the unknown. This isn't a simple fear. It's not a passing apprehension. It's a deeply ingrained fear that has controlled your decisions, limited your actions, and prevented you from reaching your full potential. It's a fear that has kept you trapped in a zone you call comfort, but which is actually just a familiar prison. Fear of the unknown manifests itself in many ways in your life. Sometimes it's the fear of failure, that fear that makes you hesitate before trying something new, that makes you think twice before taking a different step, that paralyzes you when an opportunity arises that you've never tried before. You keep thinking, what if I try and it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if I disappoint myself? What if I disappoint others? Other times, it's fear of the future, that fear that stops you from making plans, that stops you from dreaming big, that makes you live only in the present because you're so afraid of tomorrow that you'd rather not even think about it. You can't envision a better future because fear blinds you. You can't plan because fear paralyzes you. You can't take steps toward your dreams because fear keeps you stuck. And there's also the fear of rejection, that fear that keeps you distant from people, that prevents you from creating deep and meaningful relationships, that makes you build walls instead of bridges. You're afraid to open up because you might be rejected. You're afraid to love because you might be abandoned. You're afraid to trust because you might be betrayed. And this fear keeps you alone, isolated, disconnected. I know facing the unknown isn't easy. I know uncertainty can be terrifying. I know it's natural to feel insecure when you don't know what to expect. But I need you to understand one fundamental thing. You are not alone on this journey. You never have been. You never will be, because I am with you every step of the way. My word promises that I will never leave you nor forsake you. This is not just a nice phrase to comfort you. This is a divine guarantee. It is a commitment I have made to you. It is an eternal covenant that will never be broken. No matter how frightening the unknown, I will be there. No matter how uncertain the path, I will be guiding. No matter how difficult the journey, I will be sustaining. Today, I call you to a new and deeper trust in me. It's not just about believing I exist. It's about trusting my character. It's about trusting my power. It's about trusting my goodness. I want you to believe that I am capable of transforming any situation, that I can use even the most difficult challenges for your good, that nothing in your life is wasted when you place it in my hands. Subscribe to this channel now and turn on notifications, because I have many more revelations to show you about the blocks in your life and how to break them. Every small step you take against fear is a giant step toward freedom. Every time you choose to trust me instead of giving in to fear, you strengthen your faith. Every time you face the unknown with courage, you will discover that I was already there, preparing the way, opening doors, removing obstacles. And you know what? When you begin to overcome this fear, when you begin to walk in freedom, you will discover opportunities you never imagined, doors that were there all along, but you didn't see because fear blinded you, paths that were open, but you didn't follow because fear paralyzed you, blessings that were waiting, but you couldn't reach because fear held you back. Fear has stolen too much from you. It has stolen your dreams. It has stolen your opportunities. It has stolen your potential. But today, that changes. Today, you begin to walk in freedom. Today, you begin to face the unknown with the certainty that I am with you. This fear that has been paralyzing you no longer needs to have power over you. Because I am here to give you something that is stronger than any fear, something that is more powerful than any uncertainty, something that is more steadfast than any doubt. I am giving you my presence, my constant, unshakable, eternal presence. When I say I will never leave you nor forsake you, I'm not making a conditional promise. It's not a promise that depends on your being perfect. It's not a promise that depends on you never failing. It's not a promise that depends on you doing everything right. It's an unconditional promise based on my love for you, not on your performance. This means that when you step out in faith and feel fear, I will be there holding your hand. When you face the unknown and feel insecure, I will be there guiding your steps. When you enter new territory and feel vulnerable, I will be there protecting you. You will never walk alone, never. And there's more. When you take a step of faith, I will take 2 steps for you. When you move toward me, I will move toward you with multiplied power. When you trust me in the unknown, I will reveal paths you never imagined, paths your natural eyes cannot see, paths your limited mind cannot conceive, paths that exist only in the realm of the supernatural. Think of Abraham. I asked him to leave his country, his relatives, his father's house, and go to a land I would show him. He didn't know where he was going. He had no map. He had no GPS. He had no visible guarantees. He only had my word. He only had my promise. And he went. He faced the unknown because he trusted me. And what happened? I blessed him so much that he became the father of multitudes. I prospered him so much that he became a reference of faith for all generations. Think of Moses. I called him to deliver my people from Egypt. He had every reason to be afraid. He was a tongue-tied man facing the most powerful Pharaoh in the world. He was a fugitive returning to the place where he was wanted. He was a shepherd being called to lead millions. But when he said yes, when he trusted me, I parted the Red Sea. I made water flow from the rock. I made bread come down from heaven. I turned impossibilities into realities. Think of David. He was just a boy when he faced Goliath, a giant trained for war, covered in armor, armed to the teeth. Everyone was afraid. Everyone backed away. But David trusted in me. He didn't look at the size of the giant. He looked at the size of his God. And with a single stone, I brought down the impossible. I transformed the boy into a king. I transformed the shepherd into a warrior. I transformed the improbable into the inevitable. And today, I want to do the same with you. I want you to stop looking at the size of your fears and start looking at the size of your God. I want you to stop focusing on what could go wrong and start focusing on what I can make right. I want you to stop limiting yourself by what you see and start expanding yourself by what I see, because I see potential where you see limitation. I see possibilities where you see impossibilities. I see victory where you see defeat. I see opening where you see closure. I see future where you see the end. And my vision is the one that matters. My vision is the one that will be fulfilled. So when fear comes, and it will, because you are still in a human body living in an imperfect world, I want you to remember this promise. I am with you. When doubt strikes, and it will, because the enemy does not give up easily, I want you to remember this truth. I have not abandoned you. When uncertainty surrounds you, and it will, because the unknown will still be unknown, I want you to remember this commitment. I sustain you. My presence is not a theory. It is not an abstract concept. It is not a philosophical idea. It is a tangible reality. It is an active power. It is a transformative force, and it is available to you now, not tomorrow, not when you feel stronger, not when you have more faith. Now, exactly as you are, with all your fears, with all your doubts, with all your insecurities, receive my presence now. Let it envelop you. Let it strengthen you. Let it transform you from the inside out. Now I need you to do something very important. Something that will seal this liberation over your life. Something that will transform this word of promise into manifest reality. I need you to agree with me. I need you to say yes to what I'm saying about you. I need you to accept the freedom I'm offering. Because you see, I can decree liberation over you. I can declare that fear no longer has power. I can announce that you are free. But if you don't agree, if you don't receive, if you don't accept, this liberation will not fully manifest in your life. Not because I don't have the power, but because I respect your will. I respect your choice. I respect your free will. In the Bible, there is a powerful principle. When two agree on anything on earth, I am in the middle. When there is agreement, there is power. When there is alignment, there is manifestation. When there is a union of wills, there is fulfillment. And today I want you to agree with me about your liberation. I'm telling you that you are free. I'm telling you that fear no longer controls you. I'm telling you that you have the courage to face the unknown. I'm telling you that you have the strength to take steps of faith. I'm telling you that you have the audacity to dream big. And I need you to say amen. I need you to say yes, I agree. When you agree with me, something powerful happens in the spiritual world. Chains are broken, prisons are opened, chains fall, because the agreement between you and me unleashes a power that nothing can resist, a power that tears down walls, a power that moves mountains, a power that transforms impossibilities into realities. Consider the woman with the issue of blood. She had been sick for 12 years. She had spent everything on doctors, and nothing had worked. But one day she heard about Jesus, and something happened within her. She agreed that if she just touched his clothes, she would be healed. She agreed to the possibility of a miracle. And when she touched, when she acted on her agreement, the power flowed. The healing manifested. the miracle happened. Or think of the Roman centurion. His servant was sick, near death. He could have doubted. He might have thought Jesus wouldn't care about a Roman, but he agreed with the power of Jesus's word. He said, "Just say the word, and my servant will be healed." He agreed before he saw. He believed before he received. And Jesus said he had never seen such great faith. And the servant was healed that very moment. Today, I call you to this same agreement, to this same faith, to this same boldness to believe before seeing, to agree before speaking out, to say yes before having all the evidence. If you're feeling like this word is exactly what you needed to hear, give this video a like right now, because this is your yes to me, your agreement that fear no longer controls you. This like isn't just a casual gesture. It's not just a meaningless click. It's a spiritual signature. It's you putting your name beneath what I'm declaring about you. It's you telling the visible and invisible world that you agree with God, that you accept liberation, that you receive freedom. And when you do this, when you take this simple step of agreement, I release angels to work on your behalf. I open doors that were closed by fear. I remove obstacles that fear had placed in your path. I activate opportunities that fear had blocked, because your agreement is the key that unlocks everything I have already prepared for you. Don't underestimate the power of this moment. Don't think of it as something small or insignificant. This is a decisive moment. This is a turning point. This is the moment when you choose between remaining trapped in fear or walking in freedom, between remaining paralyzed or moving forward with courage, between living limited or living to your fullest potential. And I already know what the right choice is. I already know what your heart desires. I already know that you're tired of living in fear, that you're exhausted from being controlled by insecurity, that you're tired of missing opportunities because of paralysis. So make the choice now. Agree with me now. Say yes to freedom now. Because on the other side of this agreement lies a life you never imagined possible. A life of courage, a life of boldness, a life of achievement, a life where you face challenges head-on, where you embrace the unknown with confidence, where you walk into new territories knowing that I am with you. This is the life I have prepared for you. This is the life that awaits you, and it all begins with your agreement now. Now let me tell you a story, an ancient story that few know, a story I used to teach a powerful lesson about faith, courage, and trust in me. It's the story of a young shepherd named Eliel, and I want you to pay close attention, because this story may be exactly what you need to hear right now. Eliel lived in a small village on the edge of a vast desert. He tended sheep just as his father had done, and his father's father before him. It was a simple life, a predictable life, a safe life. Every day was the same. Wake up early, take the sheep to pasture, bring them back at dusk, sleep, and repeat the same thing the next day. There were no surprises, there were no risks, there were no challenges beyond the usual, and for many in the village, that was enough. That was all they wanted: security, predictability, familiarity. But Eliel felt something different inside him, an emptiness that routine couldn't fill, a restlessness that security couldn't calm, a calling that predictable life couldn't satisfy. And then one day, while he was in the field with his sheep, I spoke to his heart. It wasn't an audible voice. It wasn't thunder from heaven. It was that still, small voice that speaks within. That voice you know isn't yours, but that resonates with something deep within you. And I told Eliel there was more, that he was created for more, that I had a greater purpose for him. I placed a vision in his heart, a vision of a golden city on the other side of the desert, a city where the streets shone with the light of knowledge and divine wisdom, a city where he would discover his true purpose, a city where he would become all I created him to be. And with this vision came a clear calling: cross the desert, go in search of that city, trust in me. Eliel was distraught. How could he leave everything? How could he abandon safety? How could he cross a desert that no one in the village had ever crossed? Everyone said it was impossible. Everyone said it was dangerous. Everyone said it was madness. The desert was vast, arid, deadly. There was no water, there was no food, there was no shelter. Anyone who tried to cross would surely die. But the call in his heart was louder than all the voices around him. The vision I had placed in him was clearer than all the doubts, and he made a decision. He chose to trust me. He chose to obey the call. He chose to face the unknown because he knew I was with him. When he announced his decision in the village, everyone tried to dissuade him. His parents begged him to stay. His friends told him he was crazy. The elders warned of the dangers. You'll die of thirst, they said. You'll get lost in the sandstorms. You'll never find this town because it probably doesn't even exist. Stay here. Stay safe. Stay where you know. But Eliel had made his decision, and one morning before sunrise, he set out. He took only his shepherd's staff, a small bag with provisions for a few days, and an unshakable faith that I would guide him. He had no map, he had no compass, he had no visible guarantees. He had only my word in his heart. He had only the calling I had placed upon him, and that was enough. Share this video now with that person who is afraid to take a step of faith, because through you, I will speak to their heart and give them the courage they need. As Eliel walked away from the village, he didn't look back. He didn't allow doubts to paralyze him. He didn't listen to the voices of fear echoing in his mind. He simply placed one foot in front of the other, trusting that each step brought him closer to the purpose I had for him. Each step brought him closer to the golden city. Each step was an act of faith that pleased my heart. And so began Eliel's journey, a journey that would test his faith, a journey that would strengthen his character, a journey that would transform him completely. You know why Eliel was able to make that difficult decision? Do you know why he was able to hear my voice above all the other voices telling him not to go? Because he had learned something fundamental. He had learned to listen to me. He had learned to recognize my voice. He had learned to distinguish between what was mine and what was just noise around him. This didn't happen overnight. It wasn't instantaneous. It was a process. For years, while he tended the sheep in the fields, he spent time with me. While other shepherds merely went about their work mechanically, Eliel transformed that time into communion. He prayed, he meditated, he listened, he made a habit of seeking my presence daily. And little by little, he began to realize. He began to distinguish. He began to recognize when it was me speaking and when it was just his own mind. He began to differentiate between my voice and the voices of fear, doubt, and insecurity. And when the moment of the great calling came, when I asked him to cross the desert, he knew, he was certain. He recognized my voice. That's why he was able to go against all the odds. That's why he was able to resist all the pressures. That's why he was able to face all the fears. Because he wasn't following a vague idea. He wasn't following an emotional impulse. He was following my voice. And when you know my voice, when you know it's me speaking, nothing else matters. No other opinion carries weight. No other argument has any force. My word says that my sheep know my voice, that they follow me because they recognize when it is me speaking. And today, I want to ask you something. Have you been listening to my voice? Have you been spending time with me? Have you been making space in your life to hear me? Or are you so busy, so distracted, so immersed in the noise of the world that you can no longer distinguish me, because you see, I'm speaking all the time. I'm not a silent God. I'm not a distant God. I'm not a God who speaks once every decade. I speak constantly. I speak through my word. I speak through circumstances. I speak through people. I speak directly to your spirit. But you need to be tuned in. You need to be attentive. You need to be listening. And that's why I created this channel. That's why I'm speaking to you now through this video. Because I want to reach you. I want to guide you. I want to direct you. I want to speak to you not just today, but every day. I want you to develop the same habit Eliel developed. The habit of listening to me regularly. The habit of constantly seeking my voice. Subscribe to this channel now and turn on notifications, because this is my daily communication channel with you. My way of guiding you every day as I guided Eliel. Each video I publish here is a specific message for you. It's a direction for your life. It's a revelation about your purpose. It's an encouragement for your journey. It's my voice speaking directly to your heart. And when you subscribe, when you turn on notifications, you're saying you want to hear from me, that you want to be guided, that you want to walk in tune with me. Think of this as your daily time of communion with me. Just as Eliel spent time with me in the fields, you can spend time with me through these videos. Just as he learned to recognize my voice, so will you. Just as he was guided to his purpose, so will you. Don't underestimate the importance of hearing my voice regularly. Don't think you can navigate life alone, relying solely on your own wisdom. You need divine direction. You need supernatural guidance. You need to hear what I have to say about your decisions, your paths, your future. How many times have you made bad decisions because you didn't consult me? How many times have you taken the wrong path because you didn't listen to my voice? How many times have you missed opportunities because you weren't in tune with me? This doesn't have to happen anymore. Starting today, you can have daily access to my guidance. Eliel never regretted learning to listen to me. That's what saved him in the desert. That's what guided him when he was lost. That's what encouraged him when he wanted to give up. And that will guide you too. My voice will be your compass. My voice will be your light. My voice will be your map in the desert of life. So don't miss this opportunity. Don't let this invitation pass you by. Sign up now and begin your journey of learning to hear me every day. The first few days of Eliel's journey were deceptively easy. The sun was mild. The path seemed clear. His provisions were intact, and he walked with enthusiasm, with anticipation, with the excitement of someone who had just taken a great leap of faith. He looked to the horizon and imagined the golden city shining in the distance. He felt he was on the right path, that he had made the right choice. But then the desert showed its true colors. On the third day, a sandstorm appeared out of nowhere. The sky darkened within minutes. The wind began to howl like a wild animal. The sand began to whip at his face, his arms, his entire body. He could barely breathe. He could barely see. He could barely stand against the force of the wind. Eliel had to throw himself to the ground, cover his face with his cloak, and wait. Wait while the storm raged around him. Wait while the sand covered him. Wait while fear tried to take hold of his heart. And in that moment, the voices of the village came back to him. We warned you. You should have stayed. You will die here, alone, forgotten. But then, in the midst of the storm, he remembered my voice. He remembered the call. He remembered the promise. And he began to pray. He began to seek me. He began to declare that I was with him. And little by little, peace returned to his heart. Even with the storm raging around him, there was peace within him, because he knew I hadn't brought him here to abandon him, When the storm finally passed, Elial stood up. He shook the sand from his clothes. He looked around, trying to get his bearings, and he kept walking, one step at a time, trusting that I was guiding him even when he couldn't see the path clearly. Days turned into weeks. The scorching desert sun burned his skin. His provisions began to run low. Water was increasingly scarce. He rationed every drop, every piece of bread. His body was tired, his feet were sore, his lips were chapped, and the golden city seemed further away than ever. There were times when he wanted to give up, times when he considered turning back, times when he questioned whether he had heard correctly, whether the calling was real, whether the vision wasn't just his imagination, times when doubt screamed louder than faith, times when exhaustion weighed more heavily than hope. But every night, as the sun set and the desert grew cold, Elial looked up at the sky and he saw the stars, thousands of them, shining brightly in the darkness. And on those nights, beneath that blanket of stars, I spoke to his heart. I encouraged him. I strengthened him. I reminded him of the promise. I assured him of my presence. Keep going, I said. I am with you. You are not alone. Every step you take pleases me. Every moment you trust in me honors me. Don't give up now. The city is closer than you think. The purpose is approaching. The promise is about to be fulfilled. And Elial got up every morning, even with his aching body, even with his tired mind, even with doubts whispering. He got up and kept going, because he had learned something fundamental in the desert. He had learned that faith isn't about feeling, it's about trusting. It's not about seeing, it's about believing. It's not about having all the answers, it's about knowing the one who does. The desert was shaping Elial. It was burning away everything superficial. It was removing everything unnecessary. It was strengthening everything essential. He was becoming stronger, more resilient, more confident, not in himself, but in me. And that was exactly the transformation he needed. Because the Golden City wasn't just a geographic destination, it was a spiritual destination. And Elial needed to be transformed on the journey to be ready for what awaited him at the destination. The desert wasn't an obstacle, it was part of the plan. It wasn't a detour, it was the path. It wasn't a punishment, it was preparation. And then, after what seemed like an eternity, after days that turned into weeks, when his last ration of food was gone and he was walking by faith alone, it happened. Elial woke that morning exhausted. His last ration of food had run out the day before. His water had run out the night before. His body screamed for rest. His mind begged for relief. And for the first time since he'd left, he seriously considered that maybe he wouldn't make it, that maybe this would be the end, that maybe he would die there, in the middle of the desert, never reaching the Golden City. But then he remembered something I had spoken to his heart weeks ago. I didn't bring you here to abandon you. I didn't call you to let you die along the way. I finish what I start. I complete what I begin. Trust me until the end. And with that memory, with that word echoing in his spirit, Elial stood up once more. He put one foot in front of the other, then another and another. Every step was a struggle. Every movement was an act of pure faith. He wasn't walking by the strength of his body. He was walking by the strength of his spirit. He wasn't moving forward by the logic of his mind. He was moving forward by the certainty of his heart, and I was sustaining his every step. And then, just when he thought he couldn't take another step, just when his legs were about to give out, just when his vision was starting to fade, he saw something up ahead, a rise, a large sand dune, and something inside him said, "Climb it, just one more effort, just one more climb this dune." With his last remaining strength, Elial began to climb. His hands sank into the hot sand, his knees trembled, his heart pounded, but he kept going, step after step, meter after meter, until finally, he reached the top. And when he looked across, when his eyes adjusted to the light of the setting sun, he saw it. There it was, the golden city, exactly as I had shown it in his vision. The structures gleamed in the last rays of the sun. The streets reflected light like pure gold, and it was there, real, tangible, reachable. Eliel fell to his knees. Tears began to stream down his sunburned face, tears of relief, tears of gratitude, tears of indescribable joy. He had made it. He had crossed the desert. He had arrived. The promise was real. The vision was true. The calling had purpose. But at that moment, something even more important happened, something that changed Eliel forever. He realized that the true discovery wasn't the city. The true discovery was what had happened inside him during the journey. He realized that I was with him every step of the way, in every storm, in every cold night, in every moment of doubt, in every moment of fear. He realized that the golden city was important, yes, but what really mattered was that he had learned to trust me completely. He had learned that my presence is more valuable than any destination. He had learned that walking with me is more important than arriving anywhere. He had learned that the journey with God transforms more than the destination without God. And today I tell you the same thing. You are in your desert, you are on your journey, you are facing your storms, but I am with you every step of the way, every difficulty, every moment that seems impossible. I have not abandoned you. I have not forgotten you. I am right here, guiding, sustaining, strengthening, and the golden city I have prepared for you is right there, closer than you imagine, more real than you can see now, more glorious than you can conceive. But don't give up halfway. Don't stop when you're so close. Don't let weariness overcome your faith. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing. If you believe that I am with you every step of the way, even when it seems impossible, go to the comments now and declare, "Yes, I believe in you with all my heart, my Father." Because when you declare this, when you publicly confess your faith, you are doing what Eliel did. You are saying that you trust me more than you trust your circumstances, that you believe in me more than you believe in difficulties, that you know I am faithful even when the path is difficult. And this declaration activates power. This confession releases strength. This faith moves mountains. Eliel's story teaches us something profound and transformative, something you need to engrave in your heart today. True faith isn't just believing when everything is easy. It isn't just trusting when the path is clear. It isn't just following when you can see the destination. True faith is continuing to believe when it seems impossible. It's continuing to trust when the path has disappeared. It's continuing to follow when you no longer see the destination. Anyone can have faith when everything is going well. Anyone can trust when circumstances are favorable. Anyone can believe when results are visible. But the faith that pleases me, the faith that moves mountains, the faith that transforms realities, is the one that remains steadfast even in the storm, even in scarcity, even in darkness. Eliel could have given up at the first sandstorm. He could have turned back when the food ran out. He could have stopped when his strength was gone. And no one would blame him. Everyone would say he tried, that he did his best, that it didn't work. But he didn't give up, because he had learned something fundamental. He had learned that I was with him not just at the beginning of the journey, but every step of the way. On cold desert nights, when he looked up at the stars, I was there. In sandstorms, when he could barely breathe, I was there. In moments of doubt, when he wondered if he'd heard correctly, I was there. In moments of despair, when he thought about giving up, I was there. always, constantly, faithfully. And that's exactly what I want you to understand today. I'm not just with you when everything is going well. I'm not just by your side on your winning days. I'm not just present when you feel my presence. I'm always with you on good days and bad days, in victories and defeats, in joy and sorrow, in abundance and in scarcity. When you don't feel my presence, I'm still there. When you don't hear my voice, I'm still speaking. When you don't see my hand at work, I'm still working, because my presence doesn't depend on your feelings. My faithfulness doesn't depend on your circumstances. My love doesn't depend on your performance. Eliel discovered this in the desert, and the desert you're crossing now has the same purpose. It's not to destroy you, it's to transform you. It's not to weaken you, it's to strengthen you. It's not to make you give up, it's to teach you to trust me in a way you never have before. Every difficulty you face is an opportunity to experience my power in a new way. Every obstacle is a chance to experience my provision in a supernatural way. Every impossible moment is an invitation to witness my miracle, because I glorify myself precisely in situations where you no longer have your own resources, where you no longer have your own strength, where you no longer have your own solutions. It is there, in that place of total dependence, that you discover who I truly am. It is there that you truly experience my power. It is there that you see my faithfulness manifested undeniably. And it is there that your faith becomes unshakable, because you are no longer believing because you hear about it. You are believing because you have experienced it, because you have seen it, because you have lived it. If this story touched your heart, if you saw yourself in Eliel, if you understood that your desert has a purpose, like this video now, as a pact that you will not give up in your desert. This like is more than a gesture, it's a declaration. It's you saying you'll keep going, that you'll persevere, that you'll keep the faith even when it's hard. It's you making a pact with me, that no matter how hard the desert is, you'll get through it, because you know I'm with you, because you trust that the golden city is on the other side, because you believe the promise will be fulfilled. And I guarantee you one thing, just as Eliel reached the golden city, you will reach your destination. Just as he saw the promise fulfilled, you will see his promises fulfilled. Just as he was transformed on the journey, you will be transformed too, because I am the same God, yesterday, today, and forever. What I did for Eliel, I will do for you. What I promised him, I promise you. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing. I am with you every step of the way. This parable isn't just an ancient story. It's not just an inspirational tale to make you feel good for a few minutes. This parable is about you, about your life, about the very moment you're living right now. Because, like Eliel, you're also crossing your own desert. Your desert may be financial, it may be emotional, it may be relational, it may be professional, it may be spiritual, but it's a desert. It's that arid place where you feel like nothing is growing, where you feel like you're just surviving, where you wonder if things will ever get better, where you struggle every day just to stay afloat. And I want you to know something fundamental today. Your desert is not an accident. It is not a punishment. It is not evidence that I have abandoned you. Your desert is part of the path. It is part of the process. It is part of the journey that will lead you to your golden city, to your purpose, to your promise, to the abundant life I have prepared for you. The desert has a purpose. It burns away everything superficial. It removes everything unnecessary. It strengthens everything essential. In the desert, you discover what you're truly made of. You discover who you truly trust. You discover what truly matters. And this discovery is crucial for what comes next. Because the golden city that awaits you requires a transformed version of you. It requires someone who has learned to trust me completely, someone who has developed unshakable faith, someone who knows my voice above all others. And the desert is where this transformation happens. It's where you become who you need to be to receive what I have prepared. So don't waste your desert. Don't just survive it. Learn from it. Grow in it. Be transformed by it. Because on the other side lies something glorious, something worth every tear, every struggle, every difficult moment. The promise is real. The purpose is certain. And you are closer than you think. Now, my son, my daughter, I need to teach you something fundamental about how my blessings manifest in your life. Something many people don't understand and therefore miss incredible opportunities. It is this: I will do my part, but you must do yours. I provide, but you must participate. I open doors, but you must walk through them. I create opportunities, but you must seize them. Many people ask me for miracles, but they're not willing to act. They want me to change everything in their lives, but they don't change anything. They want provision, but they don't move. They want doors opened, but they don't move. They want transformation, but they remain passive, and it doesn't work that way. It never worked that way. It never will. True faith is not passive. True faith is active. It moves. It acts, it participates. My word clearly says that faith without works is dead. It is not weak, it is not incomplete, it is dead. Because faith that does not produce action is not true faith. It is just wishful thinking, it is just vague hope, it is just wishful thinking. When you truly believe in something, you act on that belief. If you believe it's going to rain, you grab an umbrella. If you believe the business will thrive, you invest in it. If you believe the relationship has a future, you commit to it. Action is evidence of belief. Movement is proof of faith. And the same principle applies to spiritual things. If you truly believe I will bless you, you act like someone who is about to be blessed. If you truly trust I will provide, you take steps of faith toward provision. If you truly believe I will open doors, you prepare to walk through them. I could simply pour everything out on you without asking for anything in return. I have that power, I have that capacity, but I don't do it that way because I know you need to participate in the process. You need to exercise your faith. You need to strengthen your confidence. You need to develop your character, and that only happens when you take action. Think of it as a partnership, a cooperation between the divine and the human. I do what only I can do. You do what you can do. I operate in the supernatural. You operate in the natural. I move the invisible. You move the visible. And when these two dimensions meet, when heaven and earth cooperate, miracles happen. Impossibilities become realities. Dreams become achievements. Today, one of the actions I'm asking of you is simple yet powerful. I'm asking you to share this message. Don't keep it to yourself. Be a channel of blessing for others. Because when you share my word, you're doing your part. You're acting in faith. You're participating in the process. Share this video now with everyone you know, because when you act in obedience by sharing my word, you activate the principle of multiplication over your own life. You see, when you share, you're not just helping others, you're planting seeds in the spiritual realm. You're activating the principle of sowing and reaping. You're telling the spiritual universe that you're not just a receiver, but also a giver. That you not only receive, but also give. That you're not only blessed, but also a blesser. And that changes everything. Because I promise in my word that with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. If you give generously, I will give generously to you. If you share abundantly, I will share abundantly with you. If you are a channel of blessing to many, I will make many a channel of blessing to you. Don't be like those who only want to receive, who only want to be blessed, who only want me to do everything for them while they do nothing. Be like those who understand the principle of participation, who understand that true faith moves, who understand that a blessing circulated is a blessing multiplied. Do your part now. Don't wait. Don't postpone. Don't put it off. Because it's in the moment of the word that the power is strongest. It's in the instant of revelation that the anointing is most present. It's now that your action will have the greatest impact. Share now and activate multiplication in your life. Naaman. Let me tell you about a man named Naaman. He was a powerful general, commander of the Syrian army, respected, feared, wealthy, influential. He had everything a man could want, except one thing. He had leprosy, a terrible disease that was slowly consuming his body, a disease for which there was no known cure. Naaman heard that there was a prophet in Israel who could heal him. So he traveled there with his horses, his chariots, his gold, his silver. He expected the prophet to do something great, something impressive, something worthy of a general. But when he arrived, the prophet didn't even come out to see him. He simply sent a messenger with simple instructions. Go and dip yourself 7 times in the Jordan River. Naaman was furious. He expected something more, something bigger, something more elaborate. Diving into a river, was that all? It was too simple, too ridiculous, too humiliating. He almost left. He almost lost his miracle because he thought the solution was too simple, because he expected something more complicated, because he wanted something more impressive. But his servants persuaded him. They said, if the prophet had asked you to do something difficult, wouldn't you have done it? So why not do something simple? And Naaman agreed. He went to the Jordan River and began to dip. Once, nothing happened. Twice, nothing. 3 times, nothing. 4 times, nothing. 5 times, nothing. 6 times, still nothing. Imagine what was going through his head. This isn't working. I knew it was ridiculous. I knew it wouldn't work. One more dive and I'll be gone. But he dived a 7th time, and when he emerged from the water, his skin was completely restored, like a child's skin. The leprosy was completely gone. The miracle had happened. Do you see the principle? Naaman had to obey even when it seemed strange, even when it seemed too simple, even when it seemed like it wasn't working. He had to do his part. He had to act. And it was in obedience, in action, in the 7th dive, that the miracle manifested. Today, I'm asking you for something equally simple, something that may seem small, something that may seem unimportant, but it has tremendous spiritual power. Just as Naaman had to dip himself 7 times, I'm asking you to perform a prophetic act of obedience now. Go to the comments now and write 7777, because this is your dip in the Jordan River, your obedience that releases the miracle that I have prepared for you. When you write these 4 sevens, you are doing what Naaman did. You are obeying even when it seems simple. You are taking action even when you don't fully understand. You are participating in the process even when your mind questions, and it is precisely in this obedience that power is released. The number 7, as I've already shown you, represents perfection and completeness. When Naaman dipped himself 7 times, he was declaring his trust in my complete work. When you write 7777, you are declaring your belief in my perfect work in 4 fundamental areas of your life: spiritual, emotional, financial, physical. Don't underestimate this act. Don't think it's just a comment. Don't think it's meaningless. Just as Naaman's dip wasn't just a bath, your comment isn't just a text. It's a prophetic act. It's a declaration of faith. It's an obedience that activates the supernatural. Naaman could have given up on the sixth dive. He could have thought it wasn't working. He could have left without his miracle, but he completed it. He obeyed to the end. And on the seventh dive, everything changed. Don't give up before your seventh dive. Don't stop before your complete obedience. Don't fail to do your part. How many people have missed miracles because they thought the instructions were too simple? How many have missed blessings because they expected something more complicated? How many have missed provision because they refused to obey something that seemed small? Don't be one of those people. Be like Naaman, who, despite initial doubts, obeyed and was completely healed. Your miracle awaits your obedience. Your healing awaits your action. Your provision awaits your participation. Do your part now. Write 7777 in the comments and prepare to see what I will do. Prepare to witness the power of obedience. Prepare to experience the miracle that only manifests when you do what I ask. Now let me tell you about another person who understood the principle of participation, a widow who was in a desperate situation. Her husband had died, leaving enormous debts. Creditors were knocking at her door, and the law of the time allowed them to take her 2 children as slaves to pay off the debt. She was about to lose everything, about to lose her children, about to be completely alone and destroyed. In desperation, she sought out the prophet Elisha. She cried out for help. She begged for a miracle. And the prophet asked, "What do you have in the house?" She replied, "I have nothing, just a jar of oil. That's all. A small amount of oil, nothing more." And the prophet gave what must have seemed a strange instruction. Go and borrow vessels from all your neighbors. Don't borrow just a few, ask for many. Imagine her situation. She was in debt. She was about to lose her children. And the prophet was asking her to go from house to house, asking to borrow vessels. That didn't make sense. That didn't solve the debt problem. That didn't bring in money. But she had a choice. Obey or question, act or doubt, participate or remain passive, and she chose to obey. She left the house. She went from neighbor to neighbor, begging for vessels, probably facing strange looks, probably hearing questions, probably feeling ashamed. But she continued. She gathered as many vessels as she could. She filled her house with them, and then she did as the prophet had commanded. She closed the door and began pouring the oil from her small jar into the empty vessels, and the miracle began. The oil kept flowing. She filled a vessel. The oil continued. She filled another. The oil continued. She filled another. The oil continued. Vessel after vessel, the little oil she had multiplied supernaturally, and it only stopped when there were no more vessels, when they were all full. Then she sold all that oil. She paid off all her debts. She saved her children, and she still had enough left to live on. But pay attention to the principle. I could have made money fall from the sky for her. I could have made the creditors waive the debt. I could have resolved everything without asking anything of her. But I didn't do that. I asked her to act, to leave, to ask for vessels, to participate in the miracle, because her participation was essential for the manifestation of provision. And there's more. The miracle was limited by her obedience. The oil only stopped flowing when the vessels ran out. If she had taken more vessels, she would have received more oil. If she had acted more boldly, she would have received more provision. The magnitude of the blessing was directly linked to the magnitude of her action. Today, I tell you the same thing. I will do my part. I will multiply. I will provide. I will bless. But you need to do your part. You need to act. You need to obey. You need to participate. And one of the simplest ways to do this now is through an act that seems small but has profound spiritual significance. Like this video now and subscribe to this channel, because when you do the little in obedience, I release the great in power over your life. This like isn't just a click, it's you saying yes to me. It's you agreeing with what I'm saying. It's you participating in the process. It's you doing your part. And when you do this, when you obey, even in the seemingly small things, I release the supernatural. I multiply, I provide, I bless. And when you subscribe to this channel, you're doing what the widow did. You're gathering more vessels. You're preparing to receive more. You're saying you want more revelation, more direction, more words from me for your life. And I promise I'll fill every one of those vessels. I'll fill your life with revelation, with provision, with blessing. Don't limit your blessing by lack of action. Don't limit your miracle by lack of obedience. Don't diminish your provision by lack of participation. Do what I'm asking you now. Like and subscribe. Sounds simple? It is, but it's powerful. Just as gathering vessels seemed simple to the widow, but it was essential to the miracle. Do it now, not later, not when the video ends. Now, while the word is fresh, while the anointing is strong, while the power is present. Like and subscribe now, and prepare to see the oil multiply in your life. Now comes the most powerful moment of this encounter between me and you. The moment when I will prophesy over your life. The moment when I will decree eternal truths about who you are and what you will receive. And I want you not just to listen, I want you to repeat every word with me. Because when you declare with your mouth, when you confess with your lips, you activate the creative power of my word. My word says that death and life are in the power of the tongue. This means that what you speak has power, it has authority, it has the ability to create realities. When you declare something in faith, aligned with my will, you are not just speaking words, you are releasing power, you are activating spiritual forces, you are shaping your future. So prepare your heart, open your mouth, and declare with me now. Repeat each word with faith, with conviction, with absolute certainty that what you are declaring will come true. For I, the Lord your God, am decreeing this upon you at this moment. Repeat after me. I am abundant and prosperous because God declared it to be so, not because of my merits, not because of my efforts alone, but because God decreed it, because He chose to bless me, because He decided to pour abundance into my life. I am abundant and prosperous. This is my identity. This is my reality. This is my inheritance. Keep declaring with me. The doors of blessing open to me now, and nothing can close them. Not circumstances, not the economy, not people. When I open, no one closes. When I decree, no one cancels. The doors are opening right now. Doors of opportunity, doors of provision, doors of favor. And they will remain open because I opened them. Declare with me, all my needs are easily met by divine provision, not with difficulty, not with excessive struggle, but easily. Because provision does not depend on human economics, it depends on divine economics. And in my economy, there is no scarcity, there is no lack, there is no limitation, there is infinite abundance. And this abundance flows to you now. Keep going. I radiate love and generosity because I am a child of the generous God. I am not stingy, I am not greedy, I am not selfish, because my Father is generous and I carry His DNA. I give because He gives. I bless because He blesses. I share because He shares. And the more I give, the more He pours out upon me. Declare, my life overflows with divine blessings in every area, not just financially, not just in one area, but in all areas. In my health, in my relationships, at work, in my family, emotionally, spiritually, Every area of my life is being flooded with divine blessings now. Nothing is left out. Nothing is forgotten. Everything is blessed. Keep declaring. I receive with gratitude all that God has for me, not with doubt, not with unbelief, but with gratitude. Because I know He is good. I know He is faithful. I know He fulfills His promises. So I receive. I open my arms. I open my heart. I open my life. And I receive all that He has prepared for me. Declare with me, abundance is my divine inheritance, and I claim it now. It's not something I hope to receive in the distant future. It's not something that might happen one day. It's my inheritance. It's my right as a child of God, and I claim it now. In this moment, on this day, I take possession of what is already mine by divine right. Continue. I am a beacon of light and hope for the world. I don't live just for myself. I don't exist just to receive. I am light. I am salt. I am an instrument of blessing. Where I go, light arrives. Where I go, hope follows. Because God shines through me. Because His presence manifests in me. Declare, my faith in God leads me to achieve everything I desire, not by force, not by human power, but by faith, by absolute trust in Him. Mountains move, obstacles are removed, impossibilities become possibilities, because my faith activates the power of God, and with God, all things are possible. And finally, declare with me, I trust in divine providence, and it never fails, never has, never will, because God is faithful, because He is immutable, because His promises are yes and amen. I trust completely, I rest completely, I believe absolutely, and this trust sustains me in any circumstance. These are not just pretty words, they are not just positive affirmations. They are divine decrees, they are eternal truths. They are spiritual realities that will now manifest in the natural world. You have just prophesied over your own life, and I, the Lord, confirm every word you have spoken. Now that you've declared these powerful truths over your life, now that you've prophesied your own future, now that you've activated the power of the spoken word, I need to teach you something crucial. These declarations need to be sealed. They need to be confirmed. They need to be anchored in your spirit through an act of agreement. You see, when you merely hear a word but don't agree with it, that word has no power over you. It passes through you like wind. It touches your ears but doesn't penetrate your heart. It sounds beautiful but doesn't transform anything. But when you hear and agree, when you receive and confirm, when you declare and seal, then the word becomes alive, then it becomes active, then it begins to work in your favor. In the Bible, when someone agreed with a prophetic word, they would say, Amen. This word means, so be it, let it be fulfilled, I agree. It was a way of sealing the prophecy, of confirming the word, of activating the power of what was declared. And today you need to do the same. You need to say your amen to the declarations you just made. Think of it like signing a contract. You can read every clause. You can mentally agree with everything. You may even really like the terms, but until you sign, the contract is legally invalid. Your signature is what makes it official, what activates the terms, what makes the agreement effective. The declarations you just made are like a spiritual contract between me and you. I am offering abundance, prosperity, provision, and blessings. You are declaring that you receive, that you believe, that you trust. But now you need to sign, you need to seal, you need to confirm that this is real for you. And do you know what's happening right now? You're feeling something different inside you. You're feeling faith rising. You're feeling hope being renewed. You're feeling that these words aren't empty, that they carry weight, that they have power, that they are true. This is the Holy Spirit confirming within you that what you've declared is real. When you feel this, when you perceive this internal confirmation, you can't let it go. You can't ignore it. You need to respond. You need to externally agree with what's happening internally. You need to give visible expression to the invisible faith that's growing within you. If you are feeling these words penetrate your heart, if you are feeling faith rising within you, like this video now, as your amen to what God has declared over you, this like is much more than a casual gesture. It's your spiritual signature. It's you saying, amen, so be it. I agree, I receive, I believe. It's you sealing the prophecies you just declared. It's you officially activating everything that was said. It's you making real in the visible world what is already real in the invisible world. When you like something, you're making a public declaration. You're telling the spiritual world that you're not just listening to pretty words. You're agreeing with divine decrees. You're not just passively waiting. You're actively receiving. You're not just vaguely wishing, you're specifically believing. And that matters, that carries weight, that has real consequences. Because in the spiritual realm, agreement is power, alignment is strength. When you and I agree on something, when you agree with what I declare, nothing can stop it from manifesting, no opposing force, no obstacle, no limitation. My word says that if two agree on anything on earth, I am in the middle, and when I am in the middle, anything is possible. When there is agreement between you and me, the impossible becomes possible. The improbable becomes certain, the distant becomes near, because agreement releases my unlimited power. So don't let this moment pass you by. Don't ignore this opportunity. Don't miss this chance to seal everything that has been declared about you, like now, not as a favor to the channel, not as an obligation, but as an act of faith, as a declaration of agreement, as a seal on the prophecies you just made. And when you do, when you click that button, know that you're not just liking a video, you're agreeing with God, you're sealing prophecies, you're activating blessings, you're releasing power, you're making official everything that's been declared. And from that moment on, these words will begin to manifest tangibly and visibly in your life. Do it now, while the anointing is strong, while faith is high, while the power is present. Give it your like, seal your prophecies, activate your blessings, and prepare to see it all come to pass. Do you remember one of the statements you just made? You said, I am a beacon of light and hope for the world. You declared it with your mouth. You prophesied it over your life. You agreed to this identity. But now I need to ask you something important. Do you know what a lighthouse does? Do you understand what its purpose is? A lighthouse does not exist for itself. A lighthouse does not shine solely for its own satisfaction. A lighthouse has a specific and clear purpose. It shines to guide others. It illuminates so that those lost in the darkness can find their way. It stands firm so that those tossed by storms can have a guide. It does not hoard its light. It projects it. It shares it. It spreads it. And if you've declared yourself a beacon, then you need to do what beacons do. You need to shine. You need to illuminate. You need to guide. You can't keep the light to yourself. You can't hold on to hope just for your own comfort. You can't withhold the message you've received, because if you do, you're not fulfilling your purpose as a beacon. Think about how many people are lost in the darkness right now. How many are sailing stormy seas, not knowing where to go? How many are on the precipice, the verge of sinking, because they can't see the way? How many are desperate, without hope, thinking there's no way out? And you have the light. You have the message. You have the hope. You have exactly what they need. The word you receive today is not just for you. The revelation you had is not just for your benefit. The declarations you made are not just for your transformation. All of this is also to be shared, to be spread, to be multiplied. Because when you share light, you don't lose light, you multiply light. When you give hope, you don't lose hope, you increase hope. Imagine a lighthouse that decides not to shine, that decides to keep its light to itself, that decides not to fulfill its purpose. How many ships would sink? How many lives would be lost? How much suffering could have been avoided if only the lighthouse had done what it was created to do? And today I ask you, how many lives can you impact if you simply do what I called you to do? If you simply shine? You know people who need this message. You have friends who are in the same financial situation as you. You have family members who are lost, directionless, and hopeless. You have colleagues who are struggling, suffering, and on the verge of giving up. And I want to reach these people through you. I want to use you as my beacon, as my light, as my instrument of hope. Share this video now with all your contacts, because when you share this light, you are fulfilling your purpose as the beacon that God called you to be. When you share, you're not just sending a video, you're sending light into someone's darkness. You're sending hope into someone's despair. You're sending direction into someone's confusion. You're literally saving lives. You're literally changing destinies. You're literally being used by me in a powerful way. And there's more. Every time you shine for others, your own light grows brighter. Every time you share hope, your own hope multiplies. Every time you guide someone, you yourself become stronger. Because this is the principle of the kingdom. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you share, the more you have. The more you bless, the more you are blessed. Don't be a dim lighthouse. Don't be a light hidden under a basket. Don't be salt that has lost its flavor. You were called to shine. You were chosen to illuminate. You were designated to be hope. And today is the day you begin fulfilling that calling in practical and tangible ways. Think about the people in your contact list. Think about the WhatsApp groups you participate in. Think about the social networks you're on. How many of these people need this message? How many are waiting for a word of hope? How many are crying out for guidance? And you have the power to reach them now with a simple act of sharing. Don't wait to be perfect to shine. Don't wait to have all the answers to guide you. Don't wait to be completely transformed to be a beacon. Beacons don't need to be perfect. They just need to shine. And you can shine now. You can illuminate now. You can be hope now, simply by sharing this message. So do it now. Fulfill your purpose as a lighthouse. Be the light I've called you to be. Share this message with everyone you know, and see how I'll use you to transform lives, to change destinies, to bring hope where there's despair. You are my lighthouse. Now shine. Now I need to teach you something fundamental about these declarations you just made. They're not meant to be just one-time statements. They're not words you declare today and forget tomorrow. They're not decrees you prophesy now and never repeat again. These declarations need to become part of your daily routine, part of your life, part of who you are. You see, your mind has been programmed for years with thoughts of scarcity, with beliefs of limitation, with patterns of fear and doubt. And these programs don't disappear with a single declaration. They need to be replaced, reprogrammed, renewed. And this happens through the constant repetition of the truth, through the daily declaration of my word, through the regular confession of what I say about you. My word says you need to renew your mind. And renewal is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. It's a progressive transformation. It's a change that happens day after day, decree after decree, declaration after declaration. Each time you repeat these truths, you are strengthening new neural pathways. You are creating new thought patterns. You are establishing new beliefs. Think of it like physical exercise. If you go to the gym once, you won't get strong. If you run once, you won't get fit. If you eat well once, you won't get healthy. It's the constant repetition, the daily habit, the regular practice that brings real and lasting transformation. The same principle applies to the spiritual. It's the daily declaration that brings profound transformation. And that's why I created this channel, not just for you to receive a word today, but for you to receive a word every day, for you to have daily access to divine decrees, for you to be able to constantly renew your mind, for you to be able to strengthen your faith regularly, for you to be able to declare truths continually. Each video I publish here is a new prophecy for your life. It's a new decree about your future. It's a new revelation about your purpose. It's a new declaration about your identity. And when you subscribe, when you turn on notifications, you're ensuring you won't miss any of these words, that you'll have constant access to everything I want to share with you. Subscribe to this channel now and turn on notifications, because I have divine decrees to deliver to you every day, words that will renew your mind and continually transform your reality. Imagine waking up every day and receiving a fresh word from me, a new prophecy, a specific decree for that day, clear direction for that moment. Imagine having daily access to my voice, to my guidance, to my revelation. This is not a luxury, this is a necessity. You need this, your soul needs this, your spirit needs this, because life is a constant battle. Every day you face challenges. Every day doubts arise. Every day the enemy tries to plant thoughts of fear, scarcity, and limitation, and you need daily ammunition to combat this. You need fresh truth to replace the lies. You need new decrees to nullify the curses. When you subscribe to this channel, you're not just following another YouTube channel. You're creating a powerful spiritual habit. You're establishing a routine of mental renewal. You're ensuring that your mind will be fed daily with truth, that your spirit will be regularly strengthened by the word, that your faith will be constantly built by revelation, and the results of this are transformative. People who hear my word daily begin to think differently. They begin to speak differently. They begin to act differently. They begin to live differently. Because the word has power, the word transforms, the word renews, and when you expose yourself to it daily, you cannot remain the same. You will see your faith grow. You will see your confidence increase. You will see your hope strengthen. You will see your mindset change. And when your mindset changes, your reality changes. When your thoughts change, your actions change. When your actions change, your results change. It all begins with the renewal of your mind through the daily word. So don't miss this opportunity. Make sure you ensure your daily access to my voice. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and commit to listening to every word I have for you. Make this a non-negotiable habit, an absolute priority, a sacred discipline, because your transformation depends on it. Your growth depends on it. Your victory depends on it. Each morning when you wake up, there will be a new word waiting for you, a new decree, a new prophecy, a new revelation. And over the days, weeks, and months, you will see transformation happen. You will see the declarations come true. You will see the prophecies fulfilled. You will see your life completely change, all because you decided to expose yourself daily to my word. Now I want you to do something very specific and powerful. Of the many declarations you made today, one touched your heart in a special way. One resonated most deeply within you. One seemed to have been made precisely for this moment you're living in. You know which one it is. You felt it when you said it. Something inside you stirred. Something inside you responded. Something inside you said, "This is for me." It could have been, "I am abundant and prosperous." It could have been, "The doors of blessing are open to me." It could have been, "All my needs are easily met." It could have been, "Abundance is my divine heritage." It could have been any of these statements, but there was one that resonated with you in a unique way, one that spoke directly to your situation, one that addressed exactly what you need right now. And this statement can't just stay in your mind. It can't remain just a passing thought. It can't just be something you heard and forgot. This statement needs to be engraved. It needs to be anchored. It needs to be permanently established in your life. And one of the most powerful ways to do this is through writing. There's something profoundly meaningful about writing. When you simply think something, the thought is volatile. It comes and goes. It appears and disappears. But when you write, you're giving physical form to something spiritual. You're making something intangible tangible. You're carving into the visible world something that was only in the invisible world. In the Bible, I always ask that my word be written, not just spoken, not just thought, but written, because the written word endures. The written word bears witness. The written word becomes a memorial. When you write something down, you are making a permanent statement. You are creating a record. You are establishing a testimony. And there's more. When you write publicly, when you declare openly, when you witness before others, you are doing something even more powerful. You are making a public commitment to that truth. You are telling the spiritual and natural world that you believe it, that you are aligned with it, that you are living in accordance with it. My word says that with the heart one believes unto righteousness, but with the mouth one confesses unto salvation. Public confession is essential. Open testimony is fundamental. Because when you declare publicly, you are activating a deeper level of faith. You are committing yourself more fully. You are nailing the word more permanently. Go to the comments now and write the statement that touched your heart the most. Because when you write publicly, you are carving that word into your life in a permanent and powerful way. Don't write every statement. Write that one. The one that spoke most deeply. The one you need most right now. The one that addresses your specific situation. It may be different from what someone else writes, and that's okay, because everyone is on a different journey. Everyone has a different need. Everyone needs a specific word. When you write this statement in the comments, several things happen simultaneously. First, you're nailing that truth to your own heart. You're reinforcing that belief. You're establishing that decree. Second, you're making a public testimony of your faith. You're declaring before everyone that you believe it. Third, you're creating a memorial, something you can go back and read, something that will remind you of the commitment you made today. And there's more. When you write in the comments, you're encouraging others. Because other people will read your statement, they'll see your faith, they'll be inspired by your testimony. Your statement might be exactly what someone needs to read today. It might be the confirmation someone was looking for. It might be the encouragement someone needed. So don't underestimate the power of this act. Don't think it's just a comment. Don't think it's something unimportant. When you write that statement, you're participating in something much greater. You're establishing eternal truths. You're establishing divine decrees. You're creating spiritual memorials. Do it now. Don't put it off. Don't think you can do it later. Do it while the anointing is strong, while the word is fresh, while your heart is touched. Go to the comments and write. Write the statement that spoke to you most. Write with faith. Write with conviction. Write knowing that you are permanently nailing that truth into your life. And after you write, go back and read it from time to time. Read your own declaration. Remember what you nailed. Reinforce what you established, because that word you wrote today is a promise. It's a decree. It's a prophecy, and it will be fulfilled. It will manifest. It will become tangible reality in your life. Because you didn't just listen, you didn't just speak, you wrote, you nailed, you established. Now stop for a moment and notice what's happened inside you since you started watching this video. When you arrived here, you were one way, maybe tired, maybe discouraged, maybe hopeless, maybe doubting, maybe questioning whether things would ever really change. But now, in this moment, something has changed, something has transformed, something has been renewed within you. You feel differently, you think differently, you believe differently. That weight on your shoulders has become lighter. That darkness surrounding you has become clearer. That discouragement in your heart has been replaced by hope. That doubt in your mind has been replaced by faith. Something real has happened. Something tangible has been transformed. This isn't just a passing emotion. It's not just a momentary feeling that will fade away in a moment. This is genuine renewal. It's true restoration. It's real transformation. Because when you expose yourself to my word, when you declare my truths, when you agree with my decrees, something always happens. Always, without exception. My word never returns void. It always accomplishes the purpose for which I sent it. Your faith has been renewed today. That faith that was weak, that was wavering, that was almost extinguished, has been revived. It has been strengthened. It has been restored. You have come to believe again. You have come to trust again. You have come to hope again. And that is precious. That is valuable. That is transformative. Because it is faith that moves mountains. It is faith that opens doors. It is faith that brings manifestation. Your hope has been restored today. That hope that was dying, fading, almost disappearing, has been renewed. It has been revitalized. It has been resurrected. You can dream again. You can believe in possibilities again. You can see the future again. And that changes everything. Because where there is no hope, there is no movement. But where there is hope, there is life. There is energy, there is motivation to keep going. Your mindset has been transformed today. Those thoughts of scarcity that dominated your mind have been replaced by thoughts of abundance. Those limiting beliefs that held you back have been replaced by beliefs of possibility. Those patterns of fear that paralyzed you have been replaced by patterns of courage. And this mental transformation is the beginning of all external transformation. And you know what? You're not the only one who needs this renewal. You're not the only one who needs this restoration. You're not the only one who needs this transformation. There are thousands, millions of people who are exactly where you were when you started watching this video. People who are tired, people who are discouraged, people who are without hope, people who are doubting, and they need to experience what you experienced. If these statements have renewed your faith and restored your hope, please like this video now so more people can find the same renewal you have. This like isn't about you, it's about them. It's about those people who haven't yet encountered this video, who haven't yet heard these words, who haven't yet made these statements. When you like it, you're helping the algorithm bring this message to more people. You're helping my word reach more hearts. You're being part of the solution to someone's despair. Think about it. Your like could be the reason someone finds hope today. It could be the reason someone decides not to give up. It could be the reason someone believes again. Because when you like, you're increasing the reach of this message. You're making it more visible to more people. You're multiplying the impact of this message. And there's more. When you like this post, you're making a public statement. You're saying, this worked for me. It transformed me. It renewed me. my faith was restored, my hope was renewed. And this testimony has power, it carries weight, it influences, because people trust testimonies, people are impacted by real stories, people are moved by genuine transformations. Your like is your testimony. It's you saying that something real happened here, that it wasn't just theory, it wasn't just pretty words, it was genuine transformation, it was true renewal, it was real restoration. And when other people see this testimony, when they see that it worked for you, they are encouraged to believe that it can work for them too. So don't keep this testimony to yourself. Don't hide this renewal you've experienced. Share it through your likes, declare it through your testimony, multiply it through your actions. Because your renewed faith can be the catalyst for someone else's renewed faith. Your restored hope can be the inspiration for someone else's restored hope. Like now, not as an obligation, not as a favor, but as a testimony, as a declaration, as makud, multiplication. You have been renewed. Now help others be renewed too. You have been restored. Now help others be restored too. You have been transformed. Now help others be transformed too. Your like makes a difference. Your testimony matters. Your action multiplies. Right now, something profound is happening in your life. Something you may not fully realize yet, but it is absolutely real and powerful. You are aligning with my will for your life. You are stepping onto the path I have specifically laid out for you. You are positioning yourself exactly where I need you to be to receive all I have prepared. This alignment is not accidental, it is not coincidence, it is not luck. It is the result of every step of faith you took today, every declaration you made, every agreement you made, every obedience you demonstrated. All of this has brought you to this point of perfect alignment with my plan for you. Imagine there's a path tailored just for you, a path I personally designed, a path where every curve has a purpose, where every climb strengthens you, where every descent teaches you, where every straightaway propels you forward. This path isn't generic, it's not like anyone else's, it's unique, it's exclusive, it's yours. And on this path, I've already placed everything you need. I've already positioned the right people at the right times. I've already prepared the opportunities in the right places. I've already organized the provisions at the right times. Everything is already there, waiting for you. Nothing is missing. It's not incomplete, it's perfect, it's ready, it's available. The problem is that many people never embark on this path. They wander. They drift. They get lost on paths that aren't theirs, following directions that aren't mine, pursuing goals that aren't the ones I set, and that's why they never achieve what I've prepared. Not because I didn't prepare them, but because they never aligned. But you're different today. You're aligning. You're getting on your path. You're positioning yourself correctly. And when you're aligned with me, when you're on the right path, when you're positioned where I want you, something powerful happens. Blessings begin to flow naturally. Doors begin to open automatically. Opportunities begin to arise supernaturally. Because on your path, there are no obstacles I haven't removed. There are no obstacles I haven't prepared you to overcome. There are no challenges I haven't given you the resources to overcome. Everything has been planned. Everything has been prepared. Everything has been aligned for you to succeed, for you to prosper, for you to achieve everything I've promised. And when you are aligned, nothing can stop the manifestation of your abundance. Nothing. Not circumstances, not the economy, not people, not the enemy, because what I decree comes to pass, what I establish stands, what I promise comes to pass. There is no force in heaven, on earth, or under the earth that can override my will for you when you are aligned with it. The doors I open, no one closes. The opportunities I create, no one destroys. The blessings I release, no one blocks. Because when you are on your path, when you are aligned with me, you are under my complete protection, under my complete provision, under my absolute favor. Go to the comments now and write 7777, declaring perfect alignment with God's will in every area of your life, spiritual, emotional, financial, and physical. When you write these 4 sevens, you are making a powerful prophetic statement. You are saying that you believe in perfect alignment, that you trust the completed work, that you accept the path laid out. Each 7 represents an area of your life entering divine alignment. Spiritual, emotional, financial, physical, all aligned, all in order, all flowing. And when all areas are aligned, when there is no more internal conflict, when there is no more resistance, manifestation happens quickly. Because there is nothing else getting in the way. There is nothing else blocking. There is nothing else impeding. It's like a river finally finding its natural course. It flows with force. It flows with speed. It flows with power. Your life is entering this flow now. It's finding its natural course. It's aligning with the path laid out. And from this moment on, you'll see things unfold differently, faster, more natural, more powerful. Because you're no longer fighting the current, you're flowing with it. You're no longer resisting the plan, you're cooperating with it. This is the moment of your alignment. This is the day you step onto the right path. This is the moment when everything begins to change. Because you're no longer lost. You're no longer adrift. You're no longer wandering. You're aligned. You're positioned. You're in the right place, at the right time, with the right mindset. And that changes everything. Now that you've found your path, now that you're aligned with my will, now that you know where you're going and how to get there, I need to give you a responsibility, a mission, a calling that goes beyond yourself, because you weren't aligned just for your own benefit. You were aligned to help others align. Think about how many people you know who are still lost, who are still wandering without direction, who are still adrift without purpose, who are still struggling without knowing that there is a path laid out specifically for them. How many people in your family? How many among your friends? How many among your colleagues? How many in your social circles? These people aren't lost because they want to be. They aren't adrift because they choose to be. They simply don't know. They don't know I have a path for them. They don't know I have a specific plan. They don't know there's alignment available. They don't know there's purpose waiting. They're in the dark, and you have the light. You've just received revelation. You've just understood alignment. You've just discovered the path you've laid out. And this revelation isn't just for you to keep. It's not just for you to benefit from. It's for you to share. It's for you to spread. It's for you to multiply. Because revelation that isn't shared is revelation wasted. Imagine if someone hadn't shared it with you. Imagine if the person who could have shown you this video had kept it to themselves. Imagine if the person who could have given you this word had been selfish. You would still be lost. You would still be adrift. You would still be directionless. You would still be struggling, not knowing there was a better way. But someone shared. Someone was generous. Someone thought of you. And that's why you're here now, aligned, directed, positioned. And now you have the same opportunity, the same responsibility, the same privilege, to be the one who sets someone on the right path. You can't imagine the impact this can have. You can't measure the difference it can make. When you share this message with someone, you're not just sending a video, you're literally changing their destiny. You're pulling them off the wrong path and putting them on the right path. You're removing them from drift and placing them in alignment. And this person, when they find their path, when they align with their purpose, will transform not only their life, but the lives of everyone around them, because alignment is contagious. Purpose multiplies. When one person finds their path, they light the way for others, and it can all start with you, with a simple act of sharing. Share this video now with everyone you know, because you could be the instrument God uses to put someone on the right path and change that person's destiny forever. Think about the specific people in your life, that friend who's lost professionally, that cousin who's emotionally confused, that colleague who's struggling financially, that neighbor who's spiritually empty. Each of them needs to find their path. Each of them needs to align with their purpose, and you can be the bridge. When you share, you are building a bridge between where they are and where they need to be. You are creating a connection between their confusion and the clarity I offer. You are establishing a path between their drift and the alignment I have prepared. You are the bridge, and bridges save lives. Don't underestimate the power of this act. Don't think it's just another share. Don't think it won't make a difference. Every person you reach is a life transformed, a destiny changed, a purpose discovered, an alignment established. And all of this is because of your generosity, your obedience, your compassion, and there's more. When you help others find their path, you strengthen your own path. When you align others, you deepen your own alignment. When you are an instrument of guidance for someone, you receive more guidance. Because this is the principle of the kingdom. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you bless, the more you are blessed. So don't be selfish with the revelation. Don't keep the light to yourself. Don't keep the path a secret. Share it now. Send it to all your contacts. Post it on all your networks. Spread it to all your groups. Because every person you reach is a life I can transform. It's a destiny I can redirect. It's a purpose I can reveal. You were found to find others. You were aligned to align others. You were directed to guide others. This is your mission now. This is your calling. This is your responsibility. Accept it, embrace it, fulfill it. Share it now and be an instrument of transformation in the lives of many. Dutchen. Now I need you to understand something fundamental. The blessings I'm talking about aren't for the distant future. They're not months or years from now. They're not vague promises that might be fulfilled one day. These blessings are active now. At this very moment, as you listen to me, they're already operating. They're already working. They're already manifesting. You're not waiting to be blessed. You're already blessed. You're not in line waiting your turn. You're already receiving. You're not in a process that's yet to begin. You're already in the midst of it. The blessings aren't just coming. They've already arrived. They're here. They're upon you. They're active in your life now. Because when you align with me, when you get on the right path, when you position yourself where I want you, the blessings begin to flow immediately. There is no delay. There is no waiting. There is no waiting period. The flow is instantaneous. The manifestation is immediate. The operation is present. Right now, as you're aligned, doors are opening. You may not see them yet, but they are. Opportunities are emerging. You may not realize them yet, but they are. People are being moved toward you. You may not know it yet, but they are being moved. Resources are being released. You may not have received them yet, but they are being released. All of this is happening now. In the spiritual world, everything is already in motion. And soon, very soon, you will see it in the natural world. You will see doors open. You will see opportunities arise. You will see people arriving. You will see resources manifest. Because what is happening in the invisible always manifests in the visible. It's a matter of time, and that time is shorter than you imagine. So don't live like someone who is waiting. Live like someone who is already receiving. Don't act like someone who still needs to be blessed. Act like someone who is already blessed. Don't think like someone who is in lack. Think like someone who is in abundance, because that is the truth. That is the spiritual reality. And when you live according to spiritual reality, it becomes your natural reality. You are already a recipient of my blessings. They are here, they are real, they are active now. And now I'm going to do something powerful, something you need, something you've been waiting for. I'm going to dispel all the darkness that surrounds you. I'm going to eliminate all the burdens and pains you carry. That heaviness that's been on your shoulders, that cloud that's been obscuring your vision, that oppression that's been stealing your peace, all of it is being removed now. That depression that tried to suffocate you, I rebuke it now. That anxiety that stole your sleep, I banish it now. That weight you carried on your chest, I remove it now. That sadness that seemed endless, I dispel it now. All of it is leaving. It is being ripped away. It is being expelled from your life right now. You may even be feeling something happening inside you right now. A lightness, a relief, a sense of something leaving. This isn't imagination, it's real. It's liberation happening. It's darkness being lifted. It's weight being lifted. Because when I decree liberation, it happens. When I command something to leave, it leaves. When I command darkness to leave, it leaves. And in place of this darkness, I am bringing light. In place of this heaviness, I am bringing lightness. In place of this sadness, I am bringing joy. In place of this anxiety, I am bringing peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Peace that guards your heart and mind. Peace that endures even when circumstances are challenging. You no longer need to carry this burden. You no longer need to live under this cloud. You no longer need to bear this weight, because I am here to carry it for you. My word says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Today is your day of rest. Today is the time of your deliverance. If you are feeling this liberation happening now, if you are feeling lightness where there was heaviness, like and subscribe to this channel, because I have more liberations to give you every day. Take a deep breath now. Feel the difference. Feel the lightness. Feel the peace. This is real. This is yours. This is permanent. Darkness no longer has power over you. Heaviness no longer controls you. Sadness no longer defines you. You are free. You are light. You are liberated. And more. I now rebuke all evil and envy that have tried to ensnare you. Every trap of the enemy is being undone at this moment. Every evil gaze is being blocked. Every spell is being broken. Every negative word spoken against you is being nullified. All of this now loses power. It loses strength. It loses effect. Because I am decreeing total protection over you. I place a shield around you now, a spiritual shield that no evil can penetrate. A shield that blocks every arrow of the enemy. A shield that deflects every attack. A shield that neutralizes every onslaught. This shield is made of my power. It is forged in my authority. It is sustained by my presence, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can penetrate it. My power protects you. My presence guards you. My angels encamp around you. You are not unprotected. You are not vulnerable. You are not exposed. You are covered. You are guarded. You are protected. And this protection is not temporary. It is not conditional. It is permanent. It is absolute. It is total. The evil one who tried to disturb your peace is now definitively banished. He no longer has access to you. He no longer has power over you. He no longer has authority in your life. Because you belong to me, and what is mine, I protect. What is mine, I guard. What is mine, no one touches. I am sealing your home with my love and protection now. Your house is covered, your family is guarded, your children are protected. No evil will enter, no misfortune will come near, no tragedy will touch, because I have placed my angels at the doors. I have established my presence in the rooms. I have sealed everything with my blood. Go to the comments now and declare, I am free, I am protected, I am blessed. Because when you confess this publicly, you are sealing divine protection over your life. This threefold declaration is powerful. Free from all oppression, protected from all harm, blessed in every way. When you write this, you are establishing a spiritual truth. You are establishing a decree. You are activating protection. Do this now and seal your freedom, protection, and blessing permanently. For you who are listening now, know that you are the miracle in your home today. I am transforming you into a point of light, a source of miracles and blessings. All sadness, pain, and envy are being expelled from your life at this moment. I am renewing your strength. I am filling your heart with joy, your mind with peace. And the evil one who tried to disturb your peace and invade your home is now being definitively banished. He no longer has power over you or your family. I am sealing your home with my love and protection. No harm will reach you. No misfortune will come near your tent. I thank you, Heavenly Father, for every person who has heard this message. Thank you for every son and daughter who has turned to you now. Touch every heart with your burning fire. Burn away everything that does not belong to you. Purify every soul. Rekindle the flame of faith and hope in every life. The blessing is done. It is decreed. It is released upon you. Now go in peace. Go with faith. Go with the absolute certainty that I am working on your behalf at this very moment. Your abundance has already begun. Your doors are already opening. Your provision is already on its way. I love you with an everlasting love, and I will never, ever let you walk alone. You are my beloved son, my precious daughter, and all that is mine is yours. Receive now, believe now, live now in the fullness of what I have prepared for you. Because today, on this day that I made, you have been chosen for a special blessing.